So it is not little, it is structurally out of box. So after a wonderful presentation, which is little away from architecture, I'm again taking you back to vertical cities. And when we discussed outside, vertical cities are inevitable. I know within next few years, either Reza or I'll be making one tall tower in Nashik, right? So we have learned that every high-rise tower, there is this core, central core, whether it is commercial building, whether it is residential building, that strong core and peripheral column, that is the general system. And then we learned so many things like Saurabh told us, no, the building should have decks, openness, porosity, and not just a matchbox. So going out of that box, that is what is structurally out of box. I'm presenting few projects. I started this experiment in 2007 sometime, and I designed this building. Gautam is doing facade for me. And here, for the first time, I tried something different. My columns, we used to take columns outside the building line to take them free of FSI or once in FSI. But here the columns are absolutely out of the building. So you see the corner columns. Oops. Can you play the video? So you note the round columns in the periphery. There are big decks all across the building. And see those round columns, they are coming right from ground floor. And they are reducing my cantilever. And also they are giving me good view inside because the shear wall which is there in the corner of the room, master bedroom, that is eliminated by taking the column out. So I get a much better view. I got National Park in the background. And then play of double height decks. So you can note those columns and then the double height decks, the play odd and even level plans. The central core, a very strong central core, and then the peripheral columns are much lighter. So I'm not going to show you what architecture is, but then the structural part of it is very important, where I got my building footprint exactly on top of the parking levels. And I've got almost like 700 parkings to take care of. There is something, yeah. So for the first time, without much of floating, we have taken these two helical ramps, interlocking helical ramps. We call them Caesar ramps with 1:25 slope. And along the slopes, the parking is going on. And we created this Revit model for L&T to understand it. Right now, the building is at 14th floor. Typical 14th floor level. So club level, there are duplex club levels on top of the parking. This is one more example. After my successful experiment in Siesta, this is one building which we got more than 57 national and international awards, and was holding a record of tallest occupied residential building, 257 meters for 18 months. Records are to be broken. So one day we'll have some tall building in Nashik, and again somebody will come up with little more higher building. So these are the actual photos. Out of these three, one is the rendering, two are actual photos. So on iDac, we have got this valley garden. There are detailed presentations on YouTube. You can go through them. So I'm not just going on to architecture again. Here also you'll note there are these peripheral round columns which are outside the building line, and they take care of the question Saurabh was asking, the slenderness. Because when they go out, structurally they stabilize. For this building, Mahimtura was the consultant, and we had a very interesting structural system here. The central core was very strong. All the peripheral columns were taken out of the building. So you'll note a lot of these columns which are in the periphery, and they give me bigger decks and much wider view. And again, the play of double height decks, plan goes reverse every time, and I get those double height terraces. So that is what is the inherent character of my architecture. So I don't have a single redundant element in the entire building. So the architectural character is actually part of the structure. So there is a play of these brackets and columns. So these are those peripheral columns, and you can see those double height decks happening. And on that side, you will see those vertical walls, which are actually dividing the double height spaces with single height. You don't want to look into the lower height, the lower deck. So these panels are actually the cantilever brackets. They are supporting that huge cantilever deck, almost like 15 feet of cantilever deck is supported on top as well as bottom from that bracket. So this is actually completely a structural system, and that is the architectural character of the building. This is a health club on top of the entrance. So I got 8 floors of entrance porch, 9,000 square feet of entrance with 20,000 square feet of entrance lobby. And then on top of that entrance porch, I have got this clubhouse sitting. These are the actual photos. So you can see those mammoth columns going up to the 7th floor. This is one more project. This is also at advanced stage, almost like, again, 14 floors completed. And here, originally the building was designed as a mall. And suddenly the client got FSI. So FSI keeps on increasing. And then we added a tower on top of it. So we had to forgo one basement. We placed an entire raft for 50-storied commercial tower. And after we reached up to 10th floor of construction, suddenly they said, no, the market is not supporting this commercial building. So converted into hotel. So we had a fantastic Hyatt, the biggest Hyatt in the city, and we casted 2 more floors. After that, they said, no, we want to make a residential building. These are typical of Mumbai. Many of these projects, Riza, you must have faced the same situation. So eventually we had this very premium residential building. Already the typical floors are casted up to 14 floors, but the raft which you kept in the basement, I got that raft at the 10th floor now. So I got 3 meters of a shifting girder, shifting plate. This was before the new code came, so I could do this. So again, the concept is same. The columns which are periphery. What is happening? The columns in the periphery, they are helping me to take care of the slenderness ratio, as well as they are giving me much bigger decks. Again, the structural system and the play of the decks is my aesthetical elements, no additional architectural element for the character. And then I've got a huge clubhouse, almost like 60,000 square foot carpet clubhouse, 1 lakh square feet of a garden space on parking top. Typical floor, you can see those decks. Yeah, you can see those red columns. So the deck on the upper floor, the odd and even, on the upper floor, the freestanding column gets inside the deck. This is the last one I'm going to show you. Something similar I used in Hyderabad. This is the tallest tower of Hyderabad. So 55 floors. And for MEIL, Mega Engineering Infrastructure Limited, we are doing this project. So I have got same principle. These are few views where I got 5 floors of podium. I got double basement, and then I got this typical floor starting where I got alternate swimming pool. Every apartment has got swimming pool, and then a huge helipad on top. I have got 3 levels of environment level here. So after parking, I have got these 3 levels of amenity floors. And then the typical floor. Again, odd and even floors. I've got huge decks, and if you know about Hyderabad, they will do anything for Vastu. They will go to any extent. Even if you don't give ventilation to their master bedroom, that's fine, but it should be in the right location. But we have seen to it that every room has got good ventilation, light and ventilation. I got 3 floors on each typical floor. I got one flat of 14,500 square feet and 2 flats of 12,500 square feet. So a single building of 30 lakh square feet, and then lavish flats. I'm not going to explain you the architecture. And that's it. Thank you. I'm on time.